It wasn't the usual morning chaos at Ridgewood High, no locker slams, no bursts of laughter, no echoing chatter. All eyes were on one spot, frozen like a scene in slow motion. The new girl, Elena, stood trembling in the center of the corridor. Her hands were gripping the torn fabric of her dress, the edges frayed where three girls, Ridgewood's self-proclaimed queens, had ripped it just seconds ago. Lila, the ringleader, smirked. "Oops," she drawled, twirling a lock of her platinum hair. "Guess it wasn't made to last." "Neither are you." Her friends laughed, a cold, sharp sound that cut deeper than the torn dress. For a split second, Elena's eyes flickered, not with fear, but something else. Something sharper. Something dangerous. Elena had arrived at Ridgewood only 2 weeks ago, transferring in the middle of the school year. No one knew much about her. She kept to herself, spoke little, and always walked with a kind of calmness that seemed out of place in a building full of teenage chaos. But calmness, as many were about to learn, didn't mean weakness. She had noticed the three girls watching her since day one. They whispered when she passed, stuck out their feet in the hallway, and snickered when she ignored them. She wasn't surprised, it happened in almost every school she had attended. What they didn't know was that Elena had been training since she was 7 years old. Her mother, a single parent and a former professional fighter, had taught her discipline, self-control, and how to never, ever be the one who throws the first punch, but always the one who ends the fight. The dress wasn't expensive. It wasn't even her favorite. But the humiliation, the public attempt to strip away her dignity, that was different. That crossed the line. The laughter around her was starting to fade into murmurs. Some students looked away, uncomfortable. Others leaned in, sensing something was about to happen. "Elena," Lila sneered, "maybe you should just go home. You clearly don't belong here." That's when Elena dropped her torn dress from her hands and took one slow, deliberate step forward. "I warned you," she said quietly. Lila rolled her eyes. "Warned me? Sweetie, you..." She didn't finish the sentence. Elena's hands moved like lightning, grabbing Lila's wrist in a precise lock that made her gasp in pain, spinning her to the side in one fluid motion. Before anyone could react, one of Lila's friends lunged, but Elena sidestepped and used the girl's own momentum to send her stumbling into a locker with a loud metallic clang. Gasps filled the hallway. Phones came out. Someone whispered, "She's actually fighting back." Elena wasn't just fighting, she was controlling the space. Every step, every move was calculated. She wasn't wild, she wasn't reckless, she was calm, focused, and devastatingly effective. Lila tried to claw at her, but Elena slipped under her arm, swept her legs, and pinned her against the locker without even breaking a sweat. Her voice was low, but every word cut through the hallway like a blade. "You can tear my dress, you can laugh, you can talk, but you will never touch me again." She released her grip and stepped back. Lila stumbled, eyes wide with shock. The hallway was dead silent. For a moment, no one moved. Then, slowly, someone started clapping. Others joined in, hesitant at first, then louder. The sound swelled until it was undeniable. Elena had turned the humiliation into a moment of power. But she didn't smile. She didn't bask in the applause. She simply picked up her torn dress, slung her backpack over her shoulder, and walked away. She knew that real strength wasn't about proving herself to a crowd, it was about knowing she didn't have to hide anymore. Later that day, a teacher pulled her aside. "I heard about what happened," he said. "You could have been suspended." "I didn't start it," Elena replied calmly. "No," the teacher said, a faint smile tugging at the corner of his lips. "You finished it." In the weeks that followed, something strange happened. The queens kept their distance. In fact, so did most of the bullies at Ridgewood. Word had spread fast, not just about the fight, but about the way Elena carried herself afterward. She wasn't cocky, she wasn't aggressive, she was simply unshakable. Some students even started talking to her, asking where she learned to fight, or just sitting with her at lunch. She never bragged. She just smiled and listened. Because that was the truth, Elena wasn't unstoppable because she could fight, she was unstoppable because she knew her worth. And once you know your worth, No one can take it from you.